So we're an online accounting system. So we're purely cloud-based. We started in New Zealand about 9 years ago, and since then gone global. So we're in actually in like 160 countries, but our primary locations are New Zealand, Australia, the UK, and the US. And so we've been in the US for a couple of years. We're here to take on QuickBooks, and so we're doing that with a web-based, primarily web-based accounting system. We also have obviously mobile as well as a key component, especially for SMBs on the go. But yeah, it's a small business accounting system, and we now have about over 450,000 customers globally. So we're growing. We wanted to make something that was beautiful and easy to use. So that's really what they're looking for, something that saves them time, something where they're not spending a lot of time in that, they're actually working on their small business. As we all know, small business owners, primarily it's all about cash flow. It's all about making sure that they have enough money to keep the lights on. So we want them working on their business, not working in the accounting system, and so that's what we're trying to build for them. So what we're building is an experience across all these different facets of what a small business would need to run their business. And so the Xero frameworks essentially enable us to deliver a rich interface, because that's pretty much what we're trying to build is an application. So something that would previously be something they would buy off the shelf and install, we're trying to replicate that in terms of the richness, in terms of the kinds of information that we can show, but obviously in the web we can deliver in a whole new way with a nicer experience, a flow that people are more used to now that you've been using the web for 15, 20 years. And so it's really important to us that we have a design-led approach to what we're actually building. And so the Xero frameworks enable us to do that because there's a set of components and a design library and pattern that we can start to apply across these different screens. Lots of things you kind of look at a design flow for Xero, and you can start to pick out the things that can easily be componentized. As we move towards web components being a standard, that Xero's been doing this for, well, I've been working with Xero for 8 years, and so Xero's been doing it for at least that long. And so for us, it's just a matter of kind of plug and play. I mean, it's not as simple as that, because the kinds of components and the kinds of interactions that we're building are rich and are complex. But there's still components. They're still able to be componentized and reused. And so it's really important to us to be able to build up kind of a library that sits over the Xero library that then developers can basically, they're kind of painting screens in JavaScript. They're basically just picking up, okay, I need a grid here, I need a modal here, I need a form here. And there might be some interaction that they need to add onto that because that particular screen is doing something new. But in general, it's pretty much the same kind of patterns throughout the app, because you need that consistency for a good user experience, right? You don't want to go from one screen to another and have a different interaction or a different experience happen for the end user. They need a seamless experience, and Xero provides us with that by giving us that library with which we can start to build with. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes of Ext JS 6, because that's probably the big thing for us. We're trying to move to a concept of Xero everywhere. So how do we think about Xero just beyond a browser or even beyond a mobile device? And Xero kind of allows us to do that. We're able to build this app of lots of mini single-page applications, and that's kind of what we're trying to move to. And so Ext JS kind of gives us that freedom and power to do that. And so now that we're able to kind of split things up and build some quite interesting interfaces and experiences, how quickly we can iterate on that and how rich we can get with that. And so that's what I'm interested in with Ext JS over the next few years.